first restaurant at 24 years old. So, at 24, take a beating like that. You don't recover from that. So I said, I'm not doing it again. I'm not stepping foot in the kitchen again. So I got into real estate. Fast forward about 22 years of doing it. I wasn't in love with it. It was a job. It wasn't what I was passionate about. So I went to a convention out in Austin for the company I worked for. And it just so happened that I went to a session that was talking about, like, what are you going to do with your future self? And in my head, I'm like, it's not this. Like, I'm so done with it, And a bunch of guys were going to grab some barbecue around the corner from the convention center. And we're walking up to this place. I'm like, what is this? Like a garage? It's this red shack with, tin ceilings. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And we walked in and the smell just like whopped you in the face. And I'm like, what is this? He goes, welcome to Texas barbecue. So I walk up to the guy and, it's very casual, handwritten signs, picnic benches, dirt floor. But like I had a really cool, homey ambiance. So, coming from here, you think barbecue's wings, ribs, sloppy, And I get up there and he was like, well, what do you want? I'm like, oh, I'll try turkey. He's like, you came to Texas for turkey? Yeah.
We're known for
so,
beef, man.
yeah. So like I automatically fell in love with the guy. And he's like, I'll hook you up. So he gave me a brisket, pulled pork, gave me the turkey. And first time I ever had cream corn and beans, pinto beans. And when I tell you, the second I sat down and took my first bite, I'm like, I have to learn this. And that was it. I mean, I frequented Austin for, back and forth for about 6 years. And when I would go for work, I'd stay a couple more days on my own and just travel around to different barbecue spots. I got to know some great pit masters. And what's awesome about the barbecue world is it's a brotherhood. Like these guys stick together. They're very open with what they do. They help each other out. If one guy's sick from another restaurant, one guy would come over and help out. Like it's unheard of. But, what was awesome about it is, barbecue food brings people together more than any other cuisine on the face of this earth. Like when I opened up Holy Que in New Hope, or in Alaska, I've seen people I haven't seen in 30 years. They heard I was doing barbecue, boom, they come over. I text them 2 miles away, they wouldn't come over. But, now that I'm here doing it, it's been great. So it's been an adventure. I started as a pop-up over at the Greenhouse in New Hope, just to try it out. And my first one sold out in 20 minutes. Second one, they were waiting at the table, waiting for the barbecue to get pulled out. And I'm telling you, the second the paper opened up and the smell came into the bar, they were just
lined
crazy,
up.
crazy. Did that for 6 weeks. And within 6 weeks, I already had a spot lined up.
Which is a very good thing. That's fast.
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick. I knew I had something special, and I wanted to see where it would go and just get out of real estate completely. Because when I moved here from New Jersey, I'm like, I'm not going back to real estate. And that was it.
So what distinguishes your barbecue, beyond what you normally, like you had mentioned sloppy versus whatever it is that you were presenting, on a plated.
Yep. I mean, it's funny because, again, coming from here, you don't know. You think it's one thing. Barbecue's one thing. But it's a regional thing. So you have Memphis, you have the Carolinas, you have Kansas City barbecue, which are all saucy, vinegary types, which obviously with the beard, it's not beard friendly, so I never really ate it. But Texas is strictly beef, like you said before, and dry rub. So you don't hide the meat. It's just smoke, salt and pepper, and a whole lot of time. That's it. And it tastes different. I mean, if you take a bite into a Texas barbecue, whatever, the brisket, ribs, whatever. I mean, you're going to see a distinct difference. Yeah.
Because I'm used to, when as you said, sloppy, I'm used to having, a lot of like the barbecue sauce that's on there. And I know that you on your website, you said that, if somebody wanted the sauce or, you'd gladly accommodate them.
Yeah.
But I also love anything that has flavor on its own, which is good. Now, as far as what kinds of meats and what do you offer, what kind of platters?
Okay. I mean, it's a traditional style barbecue place. I don't do anything crafty or out of the ordinary. I'm a traditionalist at heart. I think with everything I did in life. So when I did this, I nailed it down. Like I'm selling X, Y, and Z meat. So it's brisket, ribs, pulled pork, turkey, and brats. That's it. You're not going to see any kind of crazy sauces pop up or infused with avocado. None of that stuff. And our sides are classic. You know, we do the great mac and cheese, pinto beans, cream corn, cider slaw. I do green beans for the vegans. And that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. We offer a dessert, which is banana pudding, which is like the go-to for barbecue out there.
Yeah.
And it's been a hit. You know, it's bringing it back to traditional style barbecue.
And I completely appreciate that. But one thing that I did see on your menu, and this is something that touches base on every single one of us because Kevin's been on it. I've been on one. Gene's been on one. Oh, I feel like you know what's coming.
No, I don't. I'm a little nervous.
We've all judged it. Cheesesteaks. You make a brisket cheesesteak.
Okay, so that came about due to the increase in meat prices. Period. If it weren't for that, I would never have these things.
Okay.
Believe me when I tell you. You know, when I opened, brisket was $2.20 a pound. At the height, it was over $6 a pound.
Yeah.
So the last thing I'm going to do is throw away brisket. So from trimmings to leftovers to whatever, instead of giving it away or whatever I used to do with it, I chopped it up, sauteed some onions, made my own Cooper Sharp Whiz, boom, cheesesteak. We use Licio rolls, and it's been a hit. It's been a hit.
I was going to say, I would have to try it. Now, Gene has been over there a couple of times, and I can hear Gene on the phone, calling in.
Yeah.
Gene, what was one of your favorite things that you had when you were there?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. So wait, you were stalking my place before you? What were you?
I asked him to stalk your place.
Okay. Okay. How long has it been since you've been back?
I feel like.
Oh, it's been okay. All right. So fairly recent. Yeah. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Especially since it's getting warmer out.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, with the barbecue, you also do Sunday brunches. How do you incorporate a brunch with a barbecue with brisket?
Well, that's starting soon. We're doing that. I'm hoping within the next month and a half. It's been like everyone staffing, so I can't fully launch it the way I want to until I'm staffed up better. I just lost a couple more cooks, so it's been slim pickings. So